I'm Danielle, your host of the Abridged to Motherhood podcast, the place where moms like you learn to thrive, not just survive through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. I'm a birth and postpartum doula and a mom of two who's been where you are. My first pregnancy was filled with so much excitement, but it was also marked by stress, anxiety, and fear of the unknown. I thought I had everything mapped out, but when postpartum hit, I realized how unprepared I was for the physical, emotional, and mental toll of motherhood. It was overwhelming, lonely, and nothing like I imagined. When I found out I was pregnant again, I knew I needed to approach things differently. I made it my mission to not only prepare for postpartum, but to prioritize myself in the process. That shift changed everything. Now I'm here to help you do the same. Whether you're navigating your first pregnancy, feeling buried under endless advice, or struggling to figure out what you actually need for postpartum, this podcast is your safe space. You'll find practical tips, honest conversations, and expert insights to help you feel informed, supported, and empowered through every stage of motherhood. If you're ready to feel confident, prepared, and truly supported in your motherhood journey, stick around. This is for you. Hey friends, welcome back to the Abridged to Motherhood podcast. I am very excited for this episode today because it is something that I have struggled with, contended with over my motherhood years, and it is how to use your type A personality as a superpower in motherhood. So often I felt that my type A personality was a detriment to my motherhood, but my love and your love for organization, structure, and excellence can be a great asset in our motherhood journeys. And while occasionally we might be too rigid or overwhelmed by our perfectionism, our natural strengths can actually help us thrive as moms when channeled the right way. And listen, I get it. There are parts of our type A personalities that might lead to us feeling overwhelmed because we're trying to control everything. And that can lead to stress and burnout, or we get so caught up in our high standards that it hinders our ability to actually enjoy the messy and more unpredictable parts of parenting, or we might feel extremely frustrated when our plans don't go as expected. So the question is, how do we take these strengths of our type A personalities and incorporate them into our motherhood without letting them overwhelm us? Well, let's dive in. That's our first lesson. Leaning into our strengths without overdoing it. Our organizational skills and attention to detail are such assets, especially as our kids get older and are involved in so many different activities and sports and managing school, whether you're homeschooling or in person. There are so many details to take care of, let alone just running a household. But we need to balance them with flexibility. So let's talk about an example. You create a daily routine for your baby, but you adjust it based on your baby's needs. It allows you to feel both prepared and adaptable. My husband loves to use this analogy. He always says, I'm the quarterback and I need a plan, but I can always call an audible on the line of scrimmage. And if you are not a sports girly, basically what he's saying is if you have a plan, you can always adjust it. You can always make a change in the moment, but it gives you a guideline to go off of. Have that plan in place, but don't let your perfectionism prevent you from being present in the moment and then making the call that you need to make based on your needs, your family's needs, your baby's needs. Number 2, use your type A personality to create systems and lighten the mental load. Use your natural love for planning to simplify your days and reduce decision fatigue. Let's take meal planning as an example. I had a friend who had a rotation of 4 weekly meal plans, and she would stick one up on the fridge each week and then rotate through them. It had the grocery list on the back so she could take it with her to the store. So easy. She created this system so that she didn't have to constantly think about what she was planning each week. Sure, it took a little bit of planning up front, but once it was done, it gave her so much more time during the week to devote to other things without sitting down and creating a new meal plan every single week and a new shopping list every single week. Just remember, again, to not overload yourself with too many systems or feel like every detail must be perfect. You can always change things as you go. But there are so many ways to use this in your everyday life, whether it's how you rotate toys in your home, how you deal with getting the new clothes each time your baby outgrows them and where you're going to store them, how you organize your pantry, whatever it may be for you and your household, but use that power of organization to take some of that pressure off of you and your mental load. Number 3, reframe setbacks as opportunities. Sometimes as type A's, we have a struggle with feeling like we failed, or when the unexpected or that curveball comes, it derails us instead of us seeing it as an opportunity or a chance to grow and learn rather than as a failure. For example, this is so often something I hear and I see online moms being worried about all the time is like a baby skipping a nap or a baby needing a contact nap instead of being able to nap in their crib. Think about this as an extra time for closeness with your baby, an extra time to breathe in and enjoy the little time that you have with your baby that they want to snuggle with you. Take it from a mom of a 7 and a 4-year-old now. There are times that I miss those contact naps. And if we are so stressed about sticking to our schedule or getting our to-do list done, when things like that arise, when our baby needs us, when they're sick, when they're teething, or they just need some extra snuggles, try to reframe your mindset and know that yes, the to-do list is still important, but that we can figure out ways to get it done or to reprioritize or cross things off our list or delegate in a new way and use your type A personality to help you figure those things out and know that you are a great problem solver. Do not view a deviation from your plan as a sign that you're not doing enough or that you are struggling to get it all done. That is not the case. Life will throw things at us and we can learn to take those moments and appreciate them for what they are and still find gratitude in them and still get the things done that we need to get done. Number 4, use your drive for excellence to prioritize self-care. So many type A's, we are very goal-oriented. And motherhood is a time in our lives, especially early motherhood, when our babies need so much for us that we often put ourselves on the back burner. Apply your goal-oriented mindset to make your own well-being a priority. Some examples could be scheduling a daily quiet time for yourself to feel recharged, putting your gym date on the calendar so that it is a priority for you. You know that it's going to be done. Making sure that you are seeing a therapist if that's what you need. But don't make the mistake of putting all of your energy into your baby's needs and neglect your own. It is so easy to do as someone who is so driven, and motherhood can feel like it's another thing that we have to perfect or be amazing at or be the best mother, the perfect mother. But in order to do that, we have to take care of ourselves. And number 5, celebrate progress over perfection. This was a huge lesson that I had to learn, and it's focusing on those small wins and what's working instead of obsessing over what could be better or what didn't go right that day. Take, for example, maybe you didn't get all of the laundry folded today. Maybe you didn't cross every item off your to-do list today, but you focus on the fact that today your baby said his or her first word. Maybe you had so much fun singing Patty Cake and just loved the smile that your baby gave you, or you focus on the laughter that came when you played peekaboo together, or focus on the fact that you prioritized your own needs for a minute. You took a second to paint your nails. Whatever it is, focus on those small wins and remember to appreciate the small joys of each day. All right, let's review. And if you want some actionable takeaways, some things that you can do right now. Number one, I want you to identify your strengths. Write down 3 ways your type A personality has already helped you in motherhood. See your personality as your strength. Number 2, plan for flexibility. Now, this is something that is more of an internal mindset. Create that routine, but with built-in room for spontaneity or unexpected changes. Give yourself some buffer time. Motherhood, often things take longer. A baby needs to eat before you can leave the house. It takes longer to pack the diaper bag than you think. Give yourself some buffer time in your schedule. 3, set some realistic goals for yourself. Choose one task each day to focus on instead of overwhelming yourself with a long to-do list. Or do a reverse to-do list where you write down everything that you've already done and accomplished that day. I had to do this with myself when I was struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety, because when I did it that way, it made me see all the things that I had already accomplished and gave me the confidence to keep going. Number 4, practice grace. Remind yourself that good enough is often just that. It's good enough when it comes to parenting. There's no such thing as perfection, and some days our good enough looks different than others. Number 5, build in a self-care schedule. Schedule non-negotiable time for yourself each week and treat it like an important appointment. Put in a 30-minute walk or an hour walk every Saturday morning for you, whether that's by yourself or taking the baby for a stroll while they nap, but build in that time for yourself each week. I want you to hear me when I say being a type A mom isn't a flaw. I thought this for a long time. It's actually our superpower when we use it intentionally. So embrace those natural gifts while giving yourself room to adapt and grow. And if you are listening today and thinking that you are alone in these struggles, I want you to know that you absolutely are not. In my role as a doula, I hear from so many moms, and we are all struggling with so many of the same things. And so often we are dealing with these issues in isolation. But what isolation does is makes us feel like we are crazy, that we are the only ones experiencing this. And I want you to understand that you are not. And I want you to be able to get your questions answered in a safe, non-judgmental community. And so I decided to open up 2 live Q&A sessions next week, Tuesday, August 26th and Thursday, August 28th, to just come to an open house style Q&A format. Show up as you are, show up with your baby in your lap, and come share your struggles and get some support from myself and any other moms that show up, because we are not meant to do this motherhood journey alone. And listen, I know it's easy to just Google it or to TikTok it at this point, but it is so much better to get those questions answered in community and from a real life person who has been there and who has experience in this field, who loves working with mamas and supporting moms throughout their motherhood journey. So whether you have questions from a pregnancy, a birth, or a postpartum perspective, I hope that you will come. Of course, I love talking about postpartum planning, but I am a birth doula as well. So we can talk about your birth plan. We can talk about those pregnancy aches and pains. We can talk about postpartum wherever you are in your motherhood journey. So I hope that you will join us. You can go to abridgetomotherhood.com/live and pick the date and time that works for you. I really hope to see you there and connect with some of you moms who have been listening to the podcast, put a face to a name, and get those questions answered for you. Thanks so much for tuning in again this week. If this spoke to you, I hope you will share it with another mama friend. Invite them to come with you to the live Q&A and let's have a party. I will talk to you all next week. Thanks so much for tuning in to the A Bridge to Motherhood podcast. I'm so glad you were here today. If you loved this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a review for the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on, share it with a friend, or snap a screenshot and tag me on social media. If you decide to leave me a review, go to abridgetomotherhood.com/review. That link is also in the show notes so that I can send you a little gift in the mail. Your support helps other moms to find the podcast, and it truly means the world to me. Remember, your motherhood journey deserves your care and attention. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, mama, and don't worry, I'm here to help every step of the way. See you soon.